To me, being an artist has never been about producing the next masterpiece. It's about bringing to life a concept that makes you feel something. And if I can do that, even once, I have succeeded as an artist. My name is Taralee. I'm a self-proclaimed artist. I sketch and paint, mostly with acrylics, slowly working my way into oils and watercolors. I've always been a very creative person, very typical head in the clouds kind of character. I grew up in a very small farming community. Everybody's into farming and small businesses. Being an artistic person wasn't generally encouraged. Also, a lot of the art that I was exposed to was bales of hay in the field, cows in the pasture, the dirt road, and that's what you would see displayed in, say, the hospitals or the art gallery or the library. So I guess that affected me in a reverse psychology kind of way, because I didn't want to paint that. I didn't want to paint just a dirt road because that's what I saw. I didn't want to paint bales of hay. I saw them every day. I had no desire to do that. I read a lot of books, so a big portion of inspiration, oddly enough, comes from that. Visualizing a scene that you're reading and wanting to recreate it in a different way. So a lot of things that I have painted have come from books that I've read, maybe even a movie that I've watched, or even seeing a color scheme somewhere, whether it's in somebody's house, the color of the walls, or maybe it's plants. So different shades of green and reflection with sunlight. It kind of gives you an idea of what you want to work with. For paintings, I've always really loved work by Thomas Kinkade. He's known as the painter of light. There's something about his work that always drew me in. Everything that he creates has a specific look. You can see a painting and know that it's Thomas Kinkade. So this is my living room. I paint here because of the lighting. This is the largest window in my house, and so I get the best light, especially in the morning and early afternoon. I have a plastic drop sheet and then a regular sheet. I have my container of brushes because I use up to 8 on one project. I kind of just pull a bunch of colors that I'm hoping to work with, have them accessible, and go from there. I approached a local business. I wanted to see if they would display and sell my paintings for me. I actually sat in my vehicle for about 10 minutes prior and kind of amped myself up, and then I walked in, presented my case. I definitely went in assuming that I would be shut down, and they're like, no, that's a great idea. We'd love to have your work. And it just went up from there. I think one of my strengths is trying new things. Even if I fail at it, at least I gave it a shot and maybe learned a new technique out of it. I actually went through a time where I had a corner of shame, and if I was working on a canvas or a project that I couldn't get quite right, maybe the colors weren't working the way I wanted to, it wasn't how I saw it in my mind, I'd take the canvas and put it in the corner and face it to the wall so that I couldn't see it, because looking at something that I could not complete would just make me crazy. So setting it aside, completely forgetting about it, and starting maybe a new project. Once you've completed a smaller, simpler project, then you have that boost of confidence to go back and tackle something else. There's definitely the idea that not being able to turn art into a career. So, you know, you're pursuing art and you're like, well, that's great, that's a good hobby, but what kind of career are you pursuing? Especially now in media and advertising, art plays a big part. So it's not just a hobby anymore. I think the biggest thing is you can't please everybody. Everybody perceives art differently, and maybe there's a different feeling that they want to experience when they're looking at a piece of art, and you can't create that for everybody. So what you're creating is going to speak to someone, and if that person is only you, then you haven't done anything wrong, because if you're impressed with it, then other people are going to be too. I started working on a book project in the spring of 2017. I was approached by one of the co-founders. They were looking for an illustrator, so I did a couple practice canvases, different colors, different designs, stuff that I thought they might be interested in, sent them in, waited a few months to hear back. It was very, very drawn out, and when I heard back, they were really happy with what I had done and they wanted to move forward. It's called Rocky and Penelope, The Perfect Exchange. It will be hitting shelves early 2018. It's a fairy tale directed to a younger audience. You can find me on Facebook. I have a page called Shades in Color. I post some of my work and updates on there. I'm also on Instagram at Taralee Marie. You can follow paintings and then portions about the book as well. And then aside from that, I'm really not up there.
All right, great, thanks. I think that's a wrap.